Hi, thanks for joining me today. I hope you're having a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. I really appreciate you clicking on this. I am going to do something a little different today. I am going to talk real quick here about something, makeup that I'm going to purchase. And but before I do that, and before you shut me off, if you are a subscriber, especially, if you would just indulge me for a second here, even if you're not interested in what I have to say right now as far as makeup goes, please just bear with me for a minute and stick with me, please, until the end, because I have something that I'd like to say to you. So let me just get right into it. So one of the reasons I did this video is because I talked to you about my views on makeup, and that I really don't buy a lot of palettes. And one of the reasons I didn't mention is because I just don't really want to spend the money on palettes. And if I can get a good palette at a drugstore versus buying something especially really high end and spending a lot of money, I'm going to do that. And I have a couple of palettes, the Tarte and the Too Faced, which I think are really nice palettes. We all know drugstores eyeshadow consistency is not always that great, but I think they're doing a great job of getting better and catching up, so that's a good thing. But I never had ventured into spending a lot of money in buying makeup, high-end makeup at all, actually. I might have a couple. Laura Mercier, the Tinted Moisture I talked about, I suppose that's considered high-end. But anyhow, as far as palettes. So I was looking through the Nordstrom anniversary sale, and I know Tom Ford is a huge brand, and that a lot of women love their lipsticks, his lipsticks in particular. And I could never just get... I could never wrap my mind around what kind of lipstick is that good that is going to be over 50, worth over $50. I think that's what it is. So I never really bought it. And so I was looking through the Nordstrom sale, and I saw that he has it's called Tom Ford Iris Bronze Eye and Lip Set. And what you do is you get a palette of 4 eyeshadows in the bronze colors, which is right up my alley, and then you get 2 mini lipsticks. So I figured to myself, and I keep hemming and hawing, I don't want to spend the money, I should, because I just want to try it. And I do think for what you get, it's probably for him and his brand, it's probably a good deal. I mean, to me, it's still a little bit of a stretch, but it's $87. But I thought, well, if I put this video out and I say that I'm going to buy it, then I'm really going to have to do it. So in some weird... sick, twisted way, you're keeping me accountable in purchasing this thing that I've been hemming and hawing about. So I think what I'm going to do is, since this video is probably going to go out, I'm going to go ahead and buy it, and then I'm going to come back with you and tell you what I think about the eyeshadows and the lipsticks. Like I said, I have a hard time. I love lipsticks, but I have a hard time wrapping my head around a $50 plus lipstick. So this thing better be good for that. So we're gonna see. So that's one of the things that I wanted to share with you. The other thing I wanted to really talk about, and I'm going on 3.5 minutes, so it's the editing process, really. But before I even talk about the editing process, I do respect your time, and that's why I wanted to edit, because I realized I could use a script and some serious editing, if just not for time purposes, but just so the videos are nicer. But I'm really torn, and I will say this: I think that social media, and I'm not talking YouTube, I'm saying as a whole, is an interesting beast. I think there's some very good aspects to it, and I totally get. But there's a side of it that I'm really uncomfortable with and I don't like. And I think the side of it, without fleshing this out and really getting into this too deep, I think that it sets some very unhealthy, unrealistic, and unattainable expectations. And I have a problem with that, because there's no relationship, there's no hair, there's no skin, there's no life. No one on this earth is perfect. And I think that ultimately that is the image that is being portrayed. So I am uncomfortable with that, and I don't ever want to be a person that would portray that image. Hence this video. When I started YouTube, well, when I put a video on YouTube, it was purely for selfish reasons, in that I wanted to step out of my comfort zone and do something that I've never done before. And this is a very interesting beast to me. Like I said, it's very, it's really out of my comfort zone. And because I turned 50 at the time, I wanted to, one of the things I wanted to do is put a video out. And along with that, I also wanted to share my experiences, especially with skincare, and I wanted to, you know, learn from you as well. And I also wanted to have fun with this. I mean, you know, this is, to me, this is supposed to be a fun experience. So when I was researching how to start a YouTube channel, my eyes went cross. There is so much to this that, especially if you really want it to work and be done very well. There's tags and thumbnails and analytics and algorithms and don't say this and don't do that and it should look like this and you should have that and so on and so forth. Like I said, my eyes started to cross and I thought, well, this is not going to be any fun for me. I'm never going to do this if I'm going to be concerned with all that. So obviously, to date, I have done none of that really. I mean, I'm in front of my couch, I'm using natural light, I got my iPhone on this silly tripod, and I'm just rolling with this. And this video was kind of an inspiration from talking to a couple of ladies, and I don't want to give their give their names because, you know, if this goes totally off the rails, this video, you know, I don't want to do that to them, but they got my juices flowing about this. So the editing thing for me is an interesting aspect of YouTube. And let me just say this too, so it's not taken out of context and misconstrued. I'm not saying that no one should edit their videos. Some people, from my very, very, very limited experience of doing this, I think most of the work is done on the back end. It takes a lot of time to do it. It really does. And some of them do it so well. Some of these movies, or some of these videos look like movies, just from an editing stance alone and how great everything looks. And I appreciate it, I really do. But for me, because what I feel about social media and the perfectionism that I think that is reflected and that you see, I almost don't want to do much, if any, editing. Now, that's not to say that for my own professional growth, I don't want to do it, because there, you know, there is an aspect to me that does want to do that just to get better. But I really kind of am enjoying, and hopefully you are too, you seeing the warts and all, and just me just rolling with it and figuring it out as I go along. And I'm just torn about that. So I kind of just wanted to just share that and my feelings and my views about it a little bit. And like I said, just from time alone, that I should do some editing, because I do respect your time, and you know, I know I can condense some of this, especially when I'm just speaking off the top of my head and I may be saying some stuff or rambling or whatever. Hopefully you're getting somewhat of a laugh out of it and learning my last video I did about putting on tinted moisturizer and multitasking, talking and applying and recording and everything. So hopefully you're getting a giggle on it, which I really hope so, because we need to laugh more, in my opinion. But anyhow, so that's where that's kind of my views and what I just wanted to share with you, and we'll see as I roll along with this, you know, what I do and how I go about this. But what I truly really wanted to say is this: whether I have 1 subscriber or I have 50, I really, truly, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. I appreciate you watching, and I especially appreciate you subscribing, because honestly, you don't know me from anybody. I'm just some crazy woman, yip-yapping, rambling, talking, struggling, rolling through this, and just figuring it out as I go along. And the fact that you want to come back and see what I have to say or what I'm doing, regardless of, even if you just want to get a laugh out of it, I totally appreciate it. In this day and age, I'm going to say this, it's probably corny. Does anybody use that, that word, corny? But from the bottom of my heart, it is humbling. It is an honor, and I really appreciate that you're coming back to view my videos and just to see what kind of kooky stuff I'm doing, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, and I thank you so much. And again, I thank you for holding out here. It's going on 10 minutes, and I am going to buy that Tom Ford palette now. I have to, and I'm going to get it, and I'm going to share it with you, and I'm going to come back and let you know what I think. And again, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you took this video in the spirit in which it was intended. I would love to talk more about social media, my opinions in general. I think you get the gist. I'm sure you women are very, very wise, smart women, and know where I'm going with it. And it isn't a knock on anyone or anything in general. It's just my personal views. I appreciate you listening. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until I see you again real soon, bye.